Hey everybody, I'm Jer. Welcome to my channel. Okay, so today we're going to do DD / research on a stock that we're going to pick out here in just a moment. First off, people ask, what is DD? And if you've been in stocks for a while, you know what it means, but not everybody knows what it means. DD is due diligence, putting in the time, researching a stock, a company that you're thinking about maybe investing in or swinging in. Investing long term, swinging is like getting into a stock for a shorter term, but it's still not trading because you're not doing it in the same day. So, or within a couple of days, you're going to do it probably over a week or two, maybe a month, but you don't plan on staying in it for a year. If you are trading, you still need to do basic DD so you can kind of know what's going on with the company, but you can do it fast. You just need the basics because you're only in it today. You can then take whatever those basics are and talk about it to people or whatever. If you're pushing a stock, it helps. So that is what we're going to do today. We're going to pick out a stock. We're going to do the DD, due diligence. It's going to take some time. We're going to do some research on the stock that we pick, and then we'll see what we come up with, what happens, what we feel once we're done doing that research. All right, so first things first, I want you to go to stockvoyager.com/free, and on that page you will see multiple different links, 4 different links. The first 2 links, there is one for Webull and there's one for Robinhood. I want you to get both. If you have one, get the other. If you don't have either, get both. And I use both whenever I'm doing research, and I actually buy on Robinhood usually, sometimes on Webull. But Webull, I don't use Webull as much. I use Webull more for research. But you need both. I think for me, I needed both. So get both. If you get both, you will get free shares of stock from both. So go to stockvoyager.com/free for that to get started. Then we're going to go on to Webull. This is the desktop version here. We will go and it shows this is what I have in Webull right now, which is Bitcoin. Okay, so here are stocks. You're going to go to markets, this little Saturn looking thing. Markets. Okay. In markets, you're going to see these different sections. You're going to see news, which is overall news for what's happening in stock markets, in the stock market. You can minimize, maximize, detach, remove, add a widget. If you want to look at more information, maximize, and you can scroll the whole thing there. The indexes, but what I want you to focus on, or what I want you to look at, is top gainers. So for today, which was actually yesterday, today is actually Saturday. It's the December 11th, I believe. And which is also why I'm just kind of like looking chill today. You will see this is a list of top performers yesterday. And it's done I have it set up to do by percent change. Percent matters a lot in stocks. Percent change. The reason percent matters a lot, obviously, and especially now, because you can do, in both Robinhood and Webull, you can do fractional shares. So instead of buying a whole share of something, let's say it's Apple and it's trading at 200 or whatever it happens to be trading at, you can buy a share of Apple or a percentage or a fraction of Apple. Let's say you have $10, you can put $10 in, buy $10 of Apple. So then that percent change isn't going to be on the overall, it's on the overall share, but you will see a percent change on whatever the fraction is you bought, obviously. So let's say you put in $10 to Apple and it goes up 10%. Then you made $1. That's it. Percentages just make it so much easier. Anyway, so yesterday, it looks like Sigmatron International is what I'm guessing. The SGMA was up 84.67%. I know absolutely nothing about this company. I don't even know what they're Sigmatron. I don't know what that is. But I see they're up 84%. So maybe that's worth looking at. Let's look and see after hours what we have. So these stocks were up. And again, Sigmatron, even after hours, it didn't drop off of that high. It actually continued to go up, to increase. So let's look at Sigmatron. I'm going to go and click on it. Okay, news. DJ Sigmatron surges 49% on strong second quarter company notes. Volatility in component marketplace. Okay. Do we have any more information? Sigmatron were recently up 49% to 1203 after electronic manufacturing services company reported favorable second quarter results and strong backlog and demand. Revenue rose 44% to $102 million, while earnings per share increased to 69 cents from 15 cents. The revenue line as well as the cost of products sold are inflated due to the significant premiums paid for raw material by our customers, which are close to a pass-through in terms of margin. The company said. However, putting that aside, we still reported operating income of $5 million for the quarter. Sigmatron said there has been no perceivable change in terms of trade policy between the United States and China, and this continues to drive existing and potential customers to look at Mexico as a forward supply chain solution. The company also said the volatility of electronic component and marketplace remains with us, and from our perspective, it's getting worse and not better. Shortages in other commodity markets have affected final production for customers. It said causing them to slow or push out consumption of assemblies from us. Okay, so a lot of that actually sounded kind of bad, but they were up on the news, so let's look. International quarter 2 results. Sells 100 million, up from 69 million, but they're saying that that's because of basically this volatility. Okay. Sigmatron expects to close WAG's acquisition by end of calendar. Is there any more? No. This is one of those that's just like the information is all you're going to get from, you can only get it from the title. Cool. Revenues increased 30 million, 44% to 102 million. Okay. Net income for the second quarter ended October 31st was 3 million, compared to 626,000 same period prior year. 73 cents and 69 cents respectively. Okay. Net income for the 6-month period ended October 31st was 11 million, compared to a net loss of 273,000 the prior year. The record results are driven by strong and growing demand from existing customers as well as several new customers that have been added over the last year. The backlog remains strong and new opportunities are significant. There has been no perceivable change in terms of trade policy between the United States. We already read that. Unfortunately, the volatility of the electronic component marketplace remains with us, and from our perspective, it's getting worse and not better. We not see any end in sight for the shortages. We continue to experience and have reached a stage where shortages in our commodity markets affected final production. Okay, so let's look and see what it is they do. So if you are here on Webull to find out more about what the basics about the company, you go to profile. Sigmatron International Incorporated is a provider of electronic manufacturing services, EMS, which includes printed circuit board assemblies, PCBA, and assembled box build electronic products. In connection with the production of assembled products, the company also provides services to its customers, including automatic and manual assembly and testing of products, material sourcing for procurement, manufacturing, test engineering support, designing services, warehousing and distribution services, and assistance in obtaining product approval from governmental and other regulatory bodies. The company provides these manufacturing services through international networks of facilities located in the United States, Mexico, China, Vietnam, and Taiwan. The company's customers are in the industrial, electronic, consumer electronic, and medical life sciences industries. Now then, they're doing some kind of acquisition of something called WAGs. Okay, this is where we stand now. You want to know, whenever you're doing research for any company, you want to know what their market cap is. This is the value of the company by what their stock is trading at, multiplied by the amount of shares available. So you can look at this market cap right here, 64.01. Free float market cap. Free float is 3 million. What is shares outstanding? 4.28 million. So this is what we call a low float stock, meaning that the shares outstanding or the free float or both are low, meaning the shares that are available, there's very few of. So since there's very few of them, and it may sound like a lot, like that sounds like a lot, there's 3 million shares, 4.28 million shares, whatever it is, that seems like a lot. Also, this turnover percent is crazy. Wow. Okay. So that means that shares are like going out, coming in, going out, coming in a lot. That's a high amount. Okay. So trades, people are basically trading it, buying it back, trading it, buying it back, trading it back, or maybe not people, maybe institutions or firms, or firms using systems to do it. Wow. Okay. So great. The range for the day was 89%. Low was 785. High was 1515. Okay. Let's go. So what we want to do now is go in, where's my thing here? Open up Google Chrome, and we are going to look them up. Sigma, what are they called? Where's my Google? Sigmatron. Okay. Yahoo News. This is this fiscal quarter 2 news. Shares have earned 457% in 3 years. That's insane. Let's look at pull this up. Let's look at the chart. 1 year. Okay. Let's look at They used to be trading in 33.86. Let's look at a more basic chart that might not be so confusing for some. Tron stock. Okay. Let's look at this one. This one may be a little bit easier for people to understand. Let's go to max. Okay. Wow, that shot up there is woohoo! So they were trading at 837, 1494. All right, so this is I have it on the max. So 781 in 1994. 2125. They've gone all the way up before to looks like 2726 in 2003, 1171 in 2007, 1243 2014, 2017 998, all the way down here to 254. Wow, in 2019. Okay. Let's look at their financials. October 2020, they did revenue of 69 million, minus 7%, with a net income of 626,000. Okay. January, 71 million, increase year over year of 6.12% for revenue. Net income, 249,000. Increase to 214% to net income. Okay, April, 76 million in revenue, up 17%. Net income, woo-hoo-hoo! That's a big increase, 1.57 million. January was 249,000. Net income, 1.57 million. Okay, 85 million revenue. Are you, what the? 1.57 million net income. July of 2021, 8.8 million net income is what they took in. Revenue was 85 million. Ooh, wow. Okay. And they are trading at $14.94 and have a free float of shares outstanding 4.28 million. That is wild. Okay. Oh, and what we need to look at is their market cap. So go back in here. 6401. Let me open this up here. It's going to take doing some math. Let's do some math. I know we don't like math, but we need to do some math. Okay. Reports. Okay. 64 million on market cap. Why is this not? No. 64 million market cap. Okay. Cool. Now then, let's go back to our Google Finance. And we're going to look at these 4 quarters that are showing here. This doesn't include I don't think it includes their most recent report. Okay. All right, so revenue 69.62 for that quarter. Let's do revenue and let's do income, net income. 626. We'll just say 626,000. Okay, revenue 71. 5.3 million. Income 249,000. Okay. Revenue 76 million. Income 1,570,000. Revenue 85.74 million. Okay. Income 8,800,000. Okay, cool. Now let's do that math. Okay, so for the last 4 quarters, we're gonna pull up the calculator here, and we're gonna do 69.62 plus 71.53 plus 76.04 plus 85.74, and we're going to have 302,000,093. So we'll just call it 303 million. Okay? Or is this not? 103 million. Cool. That's revenue. Okay. Then we're going to let's do the income. 626,000 plus 249,000 plus 1,570,000 plus 8,800,000. You're going to have $11,245,000. Okay, that is the net income for the last year from what information we have on Google right now. Okay, so 303 million. Their market cap is 64 million. So you're going to do market cap 64 million divided by 303 million. That's not correct. Let me see. So usually we would 64 million times this is harder because usually I do like for the market cap to be this low on that revenue of 303 million. So market cap is 64 million. 303 million. Let's do it that way. 303 million. 3 divided by 64. I think they're trading at I don't think they're trading at 4%. That's not 4%. So they are trading at basically a little more than a quarter. So it is point like 303. Let me think of how I'd do this if they were, yeah, this is so, okay. 64 divided by 303. They're trading at 0.21. So yeah, so the way we do it on this is 300, so 64 divided by 303 equals 0.21. So their revenue multiple is 0.21. So rev times 0.21 is what they're trading at. Usually, like if you look at like an Apple or look at DoorDash, which is trading at rev times 17, meaning that they are currently, their market cap is 17 times what their revenue is for the last year. This one's only trading at 0.21. Still, even being as high as it is at 14 something dollars. It's because of that low float. Okay. Their net income okay, so do the 11. Usually I don't do this math. Usually I just look at rev. But let's do the math for this. 11,245,000 divided by, no, that's not correct. 64 million divided by 11,245,000 is going to be, so they are only trading at 5.69 times income, net income. So what that's basically saying is that they're only trading at what they would be worth if this income, the income for the last year repeats itself for 5.69 years. And their revenue multiple is really low, 0.21. That's amazing. There's a lot of stocks that trade at like 1 times or less than 1 times, but that's still amazing to me. Okay, cool. So we have that. Let's look and see what is going on with WAGZ, WAGZ. WAGZ is a freedom dog collar. No WAGZ. Let's do acquisition. Acquired. Okay, cool. That works too. WAGZ acquired. Sigmatron Incorporated. So this was back in July of this year. Sigmatron International Incorporated, an electronic manufacturing services company, and WAGZ, a privately held technology company, today announced that they have executed a definitive agreement and plan a merger. This follows the announcement last year of June 4th, 2020, that the parties had executed a letter of intent. The letter served as framework that led to would issue, okay, 2 million for, under the agreement, Sigmatron would issue 2,443,870 shares of common stock of Sigmatron to shareholders of WAGZ. This would result in the stakeholders of WAGZ owning up to approximately 28% of Sigmatron, and WAGZ operating as a wholly owned subsidiary of Sigmatron. Currently, it is expected that the deal will close by the end of September 2021 and is subject to achievement of certain milestone. Okay. There was something about, so what is this number? Let's write that number down. So this would add to their float 2,443,870. Okay. Sigmatron WAGZ deal. They're moving closer. So tracking dog collars. A 55% majority of shareholders cast votes at a special meeting Friday, and the merger and stock plan was approved by 87.3% of the votes for Sigmatron set. Shareholders also approved adoption of a new 2021 employee stock option plan, which also takes into account the proposed merger. Okay. So we expect that the conclusion will be reached no later than the end of the calendar year. All right, great. Please note that while both proposals pass, the closing of WAG's transaction remains a subject to satisfying all conditions to closing set forth in the agreement and plan of merger for both WAGs and Sigmatron, as described in further detail in a proxy statement. Okay, cool. So let's go to SEC. Edgar. This is where you can look up SEC filings for companies that are publicly listed. So let's go to Sigmatron International. It's right there. We can see filings. December 10th, which was their earnings release. Employee benefits plans. So, looks like about 500,000. More than that. 725? No, 625. Wait. Okay, 150,000. So 225, 625,000. Proposed maximum offering price 861. So magistrate, the registration fee. Cool. All right. So I don't see a lot of dilution coming yet. They may do an offering though, because sometimes that happens. There will be insider transactions. Cool. Let's look at this. Chief Financial Officer. This is filed for kind of for future use. It doesn't have any information yet. Okay. Acquired and then disposed of shares 645, 985. 8,000 of them. 8,500. Okay. Options exercised. So it was options exercised. They acquired and then disposed of those same shares, making a profit of however much. It doesn't say on here, but this is the executive vice president. Okay, and this was done in October 21, 2021. Okay. Executive vice president acquired, disposed of 3,494 shares. Okay, same person. Cool. Okay, so it looks like they are going to be buying WAGs. WAG's Freedom Smart Dog Collar, shock-free wireless pet containment and wellness system. Okay, WAG's Freedom Smart Dog Collar, shock-free wireless pet containment and wellness system with WAG's phone app, virtual geofences, GPS tracking, activity and health tracking. Wow, a subscription. So you pay $249 for this thing, and then a subscription is required. Let's look. Trackers. So I wonder if this other company is like advertising their thing on this page. It doesn't have, so I don't know, maybe, so I don't know if it's a smart move. Like, it's cool they have a subscription service. The price for that thing is expensive. Join Prime and save $100 on this side. That's pretty good. So $149. I already have Prime, but so I would get it for $149. But then you're paying basically $9, $8.33 a month, $100 annually, $9.99 a month if you're not doing annually, to kind of keep your dog in that area there, or in an area that you put on there. Maybe what they're seeing is potential for this technology to be used elsewhere. I'm not for sure what their intent is here, but it's something to keep an eye on and think about if you're investing in them. Okay, so let's look at Sigmatron. Let's go beyond just this. Let's do Sigmatron. And let's look at news here. So, Sigmatron International. Okay, we already saw that. Let's go September. Okay, first. Wait, go back here. What do we have here? I thought I saw something. Oh, no. Okay. Two. This is their definitive merger agreement. This is going to be the same thing. It's going to be a press release. So the WAG's Freedoms. WAG expects to launch the WAG's Freedom Smart Dog Collar. Okay. Maybe they can give us more insight into why they want it. WAGS continues to be attractive to Sigmatron as a way to vertically integrate our LOT, Internet IoT, Internet of Things opportunities, thereby allowing us to gain greater margins and better serve our market. During the past year, we have also grown our relationship to include design and engineering capabilities embedded inside of Sigmatron that will serve to help us execute our strategic vision and expand our product portfolio. So they're just expanding their products. Plans to continue in its traditional electronic manufacturing services market and take advantage of many opportunities it sees in that market at the time. With that said, we do believe that WAGS offers an exceptional opportunity for both companies in dynamic and growing markets. Okay, I can see them taking this thing further than just dog collars. So they're not talking about it there, but I can see that happening. It's like basically the companies are joining because they're better together than what they are individually, which is great. Okay, cool. Let's see if we can find any other news. A month ago, results of special meeting. This is the WAG's transition meeting. October 13th announces James E. Barnes promoted to president. Okay. Cool. Chief Financial Officer retired. Will retire when? On October 31st. So some leadership changes, maybe a good thing, and maybe why we're seeing the growth like it is, the revenue growth and the net income growth. why the stock is soaring, why it's not the end. Okay, in just 1 week, Sigmatron's shares soared 58%. No, I'm not going to sign into this right now. Okay. Okay. So whenever you're doing DD, you want to look up their news and look and see what you can find here. You want to look at their SEC filings, which we have done here. Look for anything strange there or great there. Global printed circuit boards, which is what Sigmatron is in, to reach 72 billion by 2026. Okay, so they are going to try to get a share of this, I'm sure. 72 billion. That's exciting. Okay. So basically, the reason why it went up is because these numbers are exceptional. Like 85.74 million in revenue, net income. That means they're taking more than 10%. They're making, their net income is 10% of that, more than 10% of that 85 million for that quarter. And they are only trading at, as of right now, with that 4 million. I wouldn't take it out of expectation they may do an offering at some point, because that's a low float. But they may not. Let's look and see if they've done. Okay. It's Avenue Therapeutics. That's not Sigmatron. Again, not Sigmatron. So an offering is whenever they will basically create shares and then offer them either in a private sale or a public offering at either at the market price or at a price of their choosing, whatever it happens to be. And then if that happens, then you end up with more shares than that 4 million or whatever it is. And that affects obviously market cap and what the company is worth, because if you have more shares, obviously the share price will be affected by that and will probably go down. but I'm not seeing. Let's look very quickly. Did they ever? There's nothing. It's like there's these exciting points and they fall off. Maybe they just didn't meet expectations on a financial report. But looking at this, I think that it's going to come off of this some. And then it'll probably continue to gradually rise up. But trading at, what did we say, 0.21 revenue? 0.21 revenue times 0.21, that's wild. So I think they are definitely, to me, worth more than this. So look at market cap, 64 million. And revenue is 303 million with a net income of 11 million. So for the year, about, what is that, like 5%? 11 million. Less than 5% is what their income, net income was on that. But that's because they basically turned things around from having this very small net income of, well, not very small, but smaller net income of 626,000 on 69 million to now having 1.57 on 76 million and 8.8 million on 85 million. How long that'll last, we don't know. There's no telling. But this could last for a while because of the shortage. And it's almost like they're making a profit on top of that shortage. And they're taking advantage of this opportunity to kind of grow out from here with their acquisition of WAGs. So to me, looking at this currently, I would say that easily, in my opinion, market cap target to me would be closer to 200 million, 225 million, even up to that 1 times revenue multiple, which would be 303 million. So for me, a safe bet for me, this is not financial advice, not your financial advisor, always do your own research. I would say, looking at this, their market cap target would be closer to a range of safe target. This would be safe to 175 million to 250 million, which is 64 million market cap, more than double where it's at now. So I could see this stock price actually going to, if the amount of shares doesn't change, if they don't do an offering, I see the stock price going to possibly like $30 or $40 a share, based on what they have now outstanding shares, which is 4 million something. So for me, that's what I would like look at personally. I would say, okay, my target is 175 million to 250, maybe 300 million. 300 million is kind of pushing it, but 250 million is what I would put my market cap target at for this. But that's what I would say. Yeah. Okay. So that's how you do DD. You look up this information, get on Webull, get your numbers, go on Google Finance, get your numbers, check SEC filings, and kind of go from there. And this is what I would do for any company that I'm thinking about getting into that's had a spike. I want to know why it has had that spike and what are the chances of it coming down. I do expect it to come down off of this number, though. I do expect it to fall off the 1494 some and find kind of like a middle ground in between that. In between that. Oh, it went to 1726 after hours. Okay, I would expect it to fall off of that number and get to probably 1550, maybe even below 15 before getting in. But that would be what I would do. You do you. Okay, that is all I have. Hopefully this helps somebody with what DD is, how to do DD. You can go even in more in depth, and especially if there's not a lot of information for Sigmatron, but if there's a lot of information about the company beyond like what their mergers are or what they have going on, you can spend hours upon hours doing DD for companies that have a lot of things going on. Sigmatron doesn't have a total lot of things going on. It's pretty cut and dry. This is how much they're making. They just recently did a earnings report. This is their plan for expansion, and done. Cool. Let's move with this and go with it. That's easy. Sometimes it's a lot more difficult because there's a lot more going on in the company. So be prepared for that. It's not always this easy. And like I said, you can spend hours doing DD research on a company to try to figure out if you want to get in and where you feel you want to get in, and entry point is, and what your target market cap is and target stock price is. Yeah. So hopefully this helps somebody out there. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you. A wonderful, profitable day if it's a Monday through Friday, a trading day. And thank you for watching. And I will see you very, very soon. Let me get in my right screen here. And bam. Bye.